we're in the Aquarian Age, and nothing exists in isolation. So the Aquarian Age is a 2,000-year world cycle. And each world cycle has its keys for healing. So the Aquarian Age is an invitation. It's a call to change. It's a call for the planet to change. It's a call for humanity to change how it lives, what it's doing. It's a complete call for change. We see that the planet Saturn, the planet Uranus. There's Saturn, existing structures, and Uranus, change them. So the Aquarian Age is an invitation to change, as indicated by the two ruling planets. So the Saturn is the existing structures, and Uranus, that pressure to change and to be liberated from. So we are in a time of change. Physical change in the world is evident. We can't stop that. Physical change in the world is evident. Old structures are breaking down and collapsing in the world at a rapid rate, aren't they? We can't ignore that that's happening. We're experiencing climate change, systems are breaking down, social structures are changing, and what was known and certain in the past is no longer certain. So it's a time of physical change, and for some it is frightening. You know, we're faced with a crisis on so many levels, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But while the Aquarian Age is the biggest crisis, it's also the biggest opportunity for growth, the biggest invitation to step up. It's an invitation to change physically how we're living and what we're doing. But at a metaphysical level, it's the most exciting time for each and every soul on the planet. You think about that. It's the biggest opportunity we've ever had individually and collectively at a soul level to speed up our evolutionary growth. It's the biggest opportunity we've ever had, each and every soul, individual soul, to take responsibility for our own healing and to break free of limiting patterns in consciousness and be all we can be. It's the biggest invitation to every healer to step up and take their place in the community, in the world, to respond to the universal call, the invitation to take up the mantle of the healer and assist others on their healing journey. And that's Saturn. We take on that responsibility, on that mantle, and step into that with authority. Step in to help others to change, which is Uranus, to be liberated from old patterns that have kept them, that have limited them. So it truly is the most powerful time of all, where every individual can affect unprecedented change and rapid growth at a soul level for themselves and assist others to do the same through using age-old tools, Saturn, or change, Uranus. So with the advent of the Aquarian Age, stepping onto the sacred path of the healer has never been more critical, more vital, more necessary, and it's never been so desperately needed. There has never been more need for healing on the planet. We are facing the biggest crisis humanity has faced physically, but the metaphysical crisis is even more critical because people's coping mechanisms and consciousness are collapsing. They're unable to cope with the pressure and the speed of change. And that's evidenced by violence, destructive anger, stress, anxiety, depression, out of control. So essentially, what is untransmuted or unhealed in people's consciousness is bursting through the thin veneer of civilization. We can see that. And soul loss, soul damage, and disconnection from soul is at epidemic proportions. Healthcare and modern medicine and modern science is at a loss, and it doesn't know how to address the problem. What we do, there can be no true healing without the involvement of the soul. Over 50 years of my healing career, I've taught thousands of students and seen thousands of clients, and soul work is my passion. You know, many years ago, Spirit showed me a vision where there were literally thousands of souls queuing up in the spirit realm to get a healing appointment with me. And I knew that it would not be physically possible for me to see all these souls one by one or one-to-one. And I knew that one day I'd be sharing. In fact, I knew without a doubt that I'd be sharing my healing and shamanic knowledge, skills, techniques, processes with students who would be ready to learn the ancient art of soul healing. So that souls who are seeking healing and have literally been waiting for thousands of years can access it. Soul healing, in my understanding, is the most sacred work we can do in the world.